What can you possibly write about in your visual journal or art journal? And how can you integrate that writing in an aesthetic way in your pages? Especially if you're not a trained artist and you just want to use your sketchbook to process your life experiences. The visual journal entry I'm going to read to you today is to give you some inspiration for what you could possibly write about in a visual journal. And as you'll hear, it's really a moment in ordinary life that I was inspired to make an image of and write about. Hi, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Lisa Sonora, and this channel is all about using your creativity to support your personal and spiritual growth for your healing and well-being. Visual journaling is a really satisfying medium for making art because it's kept private, much like you would a written diary. And that means there's no pressure to share it or show it, and you don't even need to be an artist to be able to do it because it's not about technique. In this video, it's a bit of a show and tell. I'm going to read to you out of one of my own visual journals to give you an example of what's possible when you take a moment out of your ordinary life and make a visual journal page about it. It is night. Just got up to close the curtains against the darkness. I've been steaming kale and rice. Watery vapors have condensed against the glass. Droplets of moisture are streaming down. Outside, dozens of moths are gathering on the glass. Moving toward the light, their fragile wings beat silent rhythms. Fluttering, they climb the length of the window and float down, their powdery bodies falling over each other. Everyone writes about the moth, unable to resist the flame of white heat. We make it sound like our own desire is holy. Our passions can't help but consume. The moths are climbing and falling, climbing and falling. Some are still, waiting, content to hold close to the light. From what shadows do my own desires emerge? From what night does this winged body fly forth? From what darkness? And toward what light am I striving? Losing myself to enjoying that heat that turns dark to day, smoke to flame, wanting to fire. Yeah, just an ordinary moment of closing the curtains and seeing all the moths, cooking kale and rice. It all inspired this moment. Also, you can see the writing is rather messy. I don't edit. I didn't write this first and then come write it in here later. That's why my pages often look quite messy and, unproduced, because once I paint the background, and I think what I can tell here, because my writing goes around these images, I made this background in collage first, and then I wrote down my thoughts and observations and feelings. I was also experimenting with metallic gel pens. So this is a silver one, a white one, and a copper toned one. I usually use black pens all the time, but at this time I was experimenting with these, seeing how they would work over a painted background. This journal is from 2002, so it's oldie but a goodie. If you want to see more videos like this, where I'm reading out of my visual journals, check out the description box below. I've got links to other videos like this and more resources and goodies for you for your own visual journal or art journal journey. Thank you so much for being here.